Tony McQuay, are you there?
I'm there, Set Mag. Thanks for having me.
You are so welcome. It is an honor. I am privileged. Guys, if you're tuning in for Set Real Talk Tuesday, it's the first Tuesday of 2018. I have Tony McQuay joining Team USA Olympian.
I'm here and live.
Track and field, killing it in a 400 meter.
I appreciate it.
Yes, y'all, he is running with us into 2018. We got big things popping. He is live and direct joining us for Set Real Talk Tuesday out of Clearmont, Florida at the National Training Center for Adidas. Tony, what's up?
What's up, man? Thanks for having me.
Yes, you are welcome. Guys, I wanted Tony to join us because he has quite the story. One of the fastest men in the world. Top 10.
Top 10. I'm there. I need to get in that number one spot. Coming soon.
Okay. Speak it into existence. You were number one in the state of Florida. Coming out of high school, fastest in the state. Went on to University of Florida. You grew up in Florida.
Correct. That's correct. Florida boy, born and raised.
Born and raised in Florida. So, Tony, I want you to tell our viewers for Set Real Talk Tuesday just a little bit about yourself. I found out that you ran track in high school, played a little bit of football.
Correct.
You committed to Florida A&M University.
Correct. I was a rattler first, baby.
He was a rattler, guys. I'm a rattler to the heart. So for you guys that are watching, that's the HBCU out of Florida. And then decided to go to University of Florida. The coach for FAMU quit or resigned. Something happened there.
During the time, during my recruiting process, he ended up getting released. And so my eligibility was then open for release. And so I came in contact with Coach Holloway at the University of Florida. He gave me a call. He gave me a little bit of guidance on how to go about the transition process of getting into another school with the legal way without interfering with any type of illegal interactions with Florida A&M. And so once I got through that process, everything from there was pretty much easy selling. I went up to Gainesville on Friday. I met with Coach Holloway. I met with some of the athletes there. I seen the facility. They showed me a great time. I brought my mom and dad along with me. Saturday morning, I actually signed my scholarship there. He gave me a full scholarship. He gave me a great opportunity, to better my future, better my life as a Gator. I didn't disappoint. I actually went home that Sunday, packed all my clothes, and started school Monday.
Nice. So, I mean, it looked bleak for a moment, and then it got turned around quickly, wound up as a Gator. We talked about, guys, if you're just joining us for Set Real Talk Tuesday, first Tuesday of 2018, I am honored to have Tony McQuay live joining us all the way from Clearmont, Florida at the Adidas National Training Center. He is Team USA Olympian, one of the fastest men in the world, top 10, as a matter of fact, was the fastest in the state coming out of high school. And we talked a little bit about your coach, the impact of your coach, and how in high school you ran the 800 meter. And for those of you guys that aren't familiar with track, how far is the 800 meter? How many times around the track?
That's 2 laps. 2 laps too many.
2 laps.
2 laps too many for me. But it paid off. It paid off. My coach was Cardinal Coleman out of Suncoast High School. He was a track and field athlete too. He went to Savannah State, ran the 400. He was a young guy. He started coaching at actually the age of around 23, I think he was at the time. Really, really, really good with kids. He's still active with the kids now, still coaching at Suncoast. And Coach Coleman just had a big impact on me as a youth, going through the process, trying to figure out if I'm going to stick with track and field or am I going to join another sport. And he didn't let me have my way. I kind of related to him more of on a brother level than just looking at him as a coach, because he was really, really more active with youth at the time. And his plan with me during that time, my freshman year, was he seen a lot of potential and growth in me, but I didn't have a lot of knowledge and experience especially coming out of middle school. He did see a lot of this talent and potential, and he knew that he can develop me into the athlete that I needed to be by my senior year if I just trusted the program and trusted the process that he had for me. And so he just let me run the 800. I wasn't able to run any relays, but the 4x8. So I opened up the 4x8 first leg, which is like running the open 800. And then I also had to run my individual race that same meet in the 800. I did that all the way up to my senior year. My senior year, he just kind of gave me a little bit more leniency, deciding on what I wanted to do with my career in track and field, if I wanted to be a sprinter or if I wanted to run the 400. And he gave it a shot in the 400. It was going pretty good for me. I wasn't running like super fast times. I was around like the 47, 48 range, like consistently. I didn't break 46 seconds until my last race of my senior year at the state track meet. But it was just a learning and a growing and trusting process with my coach. It paid off well for me. I stayed undefeated the whole season in high school in the 1, 2, and 4, all the way up until my regional meet where I started meeting more athletes that were athletes in track and field out of Miami. I ended up getting second place at that year in the 100 and third in the 200, both to one guy who was really fast, Derek Hopkins. He ran the 100. He was like a 10 flat guy out of high school, so one of the national record holders out of high school. And another guy that actually an NFL football player currently right now, Kayvon Webster, for St. Louis Rams. So I lost to some pretty good high athletes, but it wasn't bad. But at state, I ended up winning state in the 400. I got third in the 100 and second in the 200 because Kayvon, the same guy, he said he slipped out of the blocks, but we'll see.
Well, we got mad love for Kayvon. Kayvon is set.
We need that footage. I don't think he slipped, but it was a good race. But yeah, that set me up for going to school. Getting a lot of schools at that time to look at me, big schools. So like Clemson, Florida State, LSU, a lot of the big D1 schools in the SEC and the ACC were calling me during that time. So it was just kind of like my head was all over the place, but my heart was actually in Florida. And I didn't give anyone else a chance. As soon as I met with Coach Holloway, I was just set from right there. He took care of me. He was like more, like I tell my parents, he was more than a coach for me. He was like a father figure. He stayed on me, made sure my head was clear. And I just had to just trust the program. So I came into Florida my freshman year. I came in just with an attitude that I don't care who's the best here. I don't care what people did here. All I know is what I'm going to lay for the grounds of my legacy.
So you came in cocky.
I came in very cocky, but humble at the same time. At the same time, it's still at that stage in the SEC, it's still a learning experience. You have to train, you have to learn how to deal with training and going to school and classes and stuff like that. So I believe. So
you know what? I want to stop you really quickly. For those of you guys that just joined us for Set Real Talk Tuesday, a lot of athletes have the attitude that I'm the best and I can do this, and it's almost you gotta believe that about yourself in order to do amazing things. Would you agree?
I agree. And I believe the biggest of that came from growing up actually in West Palm Beach with the level of athletes at a high level, that you have around you growing up. You have some of the best athletes in the world come from down south, and the competition level is always at its best. And so you get that energy growing up as a kid, just playing in the streets, playing recreational sports and also playing at high school. So it kind of shapes you into a certain type of athlete to be the best. It shapes that attitude. It shapes your ability, to perform. And I believe that carried on with me going into my career at the University of Florida. So I just always had that type of swagger, that type of attitude to hold me. And then, I had a great background when it came to support groups. So I had a lot of family members that was always there to support. My mom and dad and my sister were always at my meets. They actually drove from Palm Beach to Texas, which was my first college track meet in College Station at Texas A&M. They didn't even fly. They drove all the way from Palm Beach just to support me.
Love.
It really shocked me, walking out of the tunnel going to my race, and I can hear Tony Man from the stands, I'm just like, I didn't even know y'all was coming.
Wow.
They actually drove because they wanted
So right now, guys, if you're just tuning in, Set Real Talk Tuesday, we have Tony McQuay, top 10 fastest in the world. training right now for the World Championship in Qatar, right outside of Dubai, which will be next year. So getting ready for that. You're saying two key things, you know, as we're starting off this year, and you guys that are watching are trusting the process. You know, you may not understand, like you didn't understand why your coach had you running the 800 meters. But in actuality, he was strengthening you for the 400 meter, which is what you're now like you know, got it going on in the 400 meters. So we have to sometimes trust the process. And then I'm hearing you say how not only was it trusting the process, but having like ultimate belief in yourself. Right. Being able to say, you know, I got this, I'm the man. You know, and for those of us that are getting up, doing our day-to-day thing, whether it's running your business or being the mom that you can be, in your case, athlete you can be, you got to believe that you are what's up.
Right. Yeah.
I'm it.
That's right.
I got this. Guys, so going into 2018, that's really what I'm believing, that I got this, you know, and I'm so honored to have you. Now you're preparing for the Olympics. So you went to the Olympics in London.
I've done 2 Olympics so far in my career. My first one was London. My second one was Rio. I'm sorry. Thing had went out.
Yeah, don't go out on us.
Yeah, I had to put it on the charger. Sorry. But yeah, my first Olympics was London, 2012, and my second one was Rio. The first Olympics for me was amazing. I mean, at the time, I was just breathtaking. I mean, from going to the village, knowing that this is the big stage of it all. You know, this is history, just being here, just being a part of this, from putting on the uniform, from the opening ceremony walk, you know, just that whole experience, that atmosphere, it's in itself. And you don't really grasp all that because like your main thing is focusing on your race and you want to put a lot on you. But I believe for me, it was just more of like, just trying to figure out if, you know what I'm saying, like if my heart is in this right now. Like, because to me, it just felt like another meet.
Wait, hold on. You're at the Olympics, you're in London, and you're still wondering if your heart is in it.
My heart is in it because, like I said, for me, I just had a long season. That was my first year professional. I actually went professional at the USA trials that year in the finals. I was a Florida athlete in the prelims and in the semifinals. So, I mean, I think my experience making the team was greater just because it was like, oh man, I made the Olympic team. But once I got to the Olympics, it was just like, this is crunch time. Like, this is just another meet for me. Like, I don't care about how big the stadium is. I don't care about who's in the crowd, like how many people are. None of that doesn't matter. I don't care who's around me. Like,
so when you say you're wondering if your heart was in it, you mean like, you know, do I have what it takes to bring this thing home?
No, for me, it was more like why am I not shedding tears? Like, why don't I feel like a sense of like, this is it for me? Like, for me, it just felt like another day, like at the lab, just another track meet for me that I just have to go through, and then my season's going to be over. Like, I just felt like I should have had a more like emotional experience, because now I do, because I understand how important it is to be at the Olympics. You know, so like, I was young then, so I didn't have that mindset, because at the time track was still relatively new for me, because I didn't know you can go pro in track and field until I got to college. Mm-hmm. So I didn't really understand how the process worked. So I actually had a talk with the coach there, the head coach for Team USA at the time. And he asked me, he pulled me to the side. He said, how you feel out here, young boy? And I just told him right then, I said, I don't feel anything. Just feel like another meet. I'm ready to run. Like, I'm not scared. My heart wasn't beating fast. I was just ready to run and get it over with. That's how I was thinking.
So, guys, I mean, tell me if you understand what he's saying. For me, when I think going to the Olympics, there's a sense of nostalgia. The fact that you're representing, you know, the United States. For some people, it took blood, sweat, and tears to get there. But you're saying for you, it was just like another meet at your first Olympics because you were so young. So for those of us that don't understand the process to become a professional as a track star, how does that work?
It definitely takes a lot of hard work and dedication. For me, my first Olympics, I had a college season that prepared me for it. So I wasn't a pro athlete, so I wasn't training for it. When you're a pro athlete, it's a lot more harder to prepare yourself for Olympics because you don't have as much races as you do in college. Mm-hmm. So you have to learn how to train your body to be in shape for that point. You know what I'm saying? To race at that point of the season. And
so you went straight to the Olympics from college.
from college, I went straight to the Olympics.
So that's like not common.
Well, it is now. It's a lot more common now.
Got it. Okay, so we're live, guys. Things happen. You got somebody that's there.
I'm gonna actually take y'all with me.
Take us with you. Tell them to hold on because you set right now. We got things, guys, joining us for Set Real Talk Tuesday.
I got some more Olympians.
Yes. Take us with you guys. Chime in, tag a friend. We have one of the fastest men in the world, Tony McQuay, joining us, Claremont, Florida, at the National Training Center, Adidas National Training Center. He's an Adidas athlete, guys. Telling us how he became a professional track runner out of college. You ran some of your fastest times and then went straight to London for the Olympics.
Right.
So not only were you in London, then went to Rio. You qualified again, and you were in Rio for the Olympics.
Right. So Rio was actually a totally different experience for me. Actually, that year of Rio, I ended up having a broken toe that I was unaware about. It was kind of like misdiagnosed during the season. Mm-hmm. So I didn't make the 400 to go to Rio, but I made the relay team. And the experience there was I just felt like it was a lot. It was still the Olympics, but it wasn't London. Like, London was well put together. It wasn't rushed or anything. I felt like Rio during the time, you know, they had the Zika thing going on, and just had a lot of things going on within Rio that maybe altered the way they shaped the Olympics. But it was still overall a great meet. We had some great things, some great athletes went in there and did their thing and had some great outcomes. They had a few, I think they had maybe 1 or 2 world records that were broke that night. And I just felt like my experience for Rio, when me personally I just felt like I'm just here for the relay. So I didn't have that same passion that I knew I would have had if I was there running to have my own individual medal. But and all, like, it was still like, anytime I'm out here to put on this Team USA across my chest, I'm out here to give it all my all. And at that moment for me, going into the finals for the 4x4 at the Olympics was just like that moment, it was actually touching for me because I actually knew what it took to get here, everything that I had been through and had suffered for. Like, now it's time to put it all on the line. And then it was more fun for me because during that time we had athletes that was actually like out to get us, like from different countries. So like Botswana and Jamaica, they had in Trinidad, had their 4x4 teams had actually stepped up a ton from years of racing them. It was the quality and the type of athletes they had on our heels the whole race. So it was fun, you know, straighten words in the tunnel before we get out there and seeing how people attack us during the warm up. You know, everybody's out to get Team USA, but to bring home that gold that we lost in London, to give it back to USA. I mean, that for that moment for me was everything, because I knew how it felt to lose a relay team or a relay race and get silver, then win a relay and get gold. So to bring home that was everything that I could actually ever want.
So where's your gold medal now?
My medal now, I think I have it.
You think?
I'm trying to think if I have it or my mom have it. I think, yeah, I have it. It's in my room.
Well, okay, we need you to locate your medal so you'll know where it is.
It's in my room. It's put up. It's in my safe.
Okay, gold medalist Tony McQuay, guys, joining us for Set Real Talk Tuesday. So now you're training. World Championships is coming up.
Right.
Getting ready for Tokyo.
Right. Wait, no, that's Olympics. Tokyo's Olympics.
So the World Championships is what will qualify you, though.
No, you have to qualify every year.
Oh, every year.
Every year, yeah. Every year it's the same. Like, nobody's guaranteed to go. You got to qualify top three every year.
So putting in the work, that's what you're training for now.
Yeah, I'm training for right now. Like I said, next year we have World Championships is coming up for next year. Like, this year's an off year. There's no Worlds, there's no Olympics. Then next year we have a World Championship, and then it's what is that? Yeah, then the year after that will be Olympics.
2020. Got it. All right. Well, this is exciting. If you're not following Tony McQuay, where can we find you on social media so our audience can keep up with you?
Keep up for sure. My Instagram is Quay400. My Twitter is TMQ400, and my Snapchat is TMQ400, and Facebook you can find me Tony McQuay on Facebook.
Tony McQuay on Facebook, Quay400 on Instagram. So QUAY 400. Okay, and T Quay.
And on Twitter is TMQ400.
TMQ 400. Okay, on Twitter. So guys, follow Tony McQuay as he is preparing for the World Championship. Well, real quick, you're an Adidas athlete. How did that happen?
Wow. Actually, it happened at the Olympic trials in 2012. After I had came out of college. Well, actually, my last college race of nationals, Adidas was looking at me. I got in contact with my agent. He sat out with me and told me about, how it works to become a professional athlete and signing contracts and everything. So, you just have to bring to the table with Nike and Adidas with the top two, in track and field of the shoe companies that you would want to deal with. And, coming out of Florida, I was a Nike athlete. So it's kind of like I wanted to try something different. And for me, I felt the best for me as an athlete would be with the Adidas family. One, because I felt like I was going to be the main athlete in the 400 range, because they had Jeremy Warner was one of the top athletes, was the top athlete at the time that they had.
And so Tony, hold on. I hear you, but I'm like looking up your nostrils. Can you hold it so I can see you like dead on?
Yeah, I had to drop the stand to answer the door. So my iPad was holding, but I'm sorry. But yeah, so I signed with Adidas pretty much once I made the Olympic team for London. Like I said, I was a Florida athlete in the prelims. I wore my Florida uniform. In the semifinals, I wore my Florida uniform. Then I met with my agent the night before because my spot was looking pretty secure to make the team. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to wait. I'm going to sign right now. And he brought to the table, Adidas wanted me. I signed with Adidas that night. Woke up the next morning and ran my race in the finals with Adidas uniform. And I was Adidas athlete from there.
And here you are, rocking Adidas. So do you get like free Yeezy boosts?
Yeah, we get free Yeezy boosts. They send us some here and there.
Awesome. All right. Well, you know what? Is there any words that you can tell our audience? We are a demographic of women that love sports. We are mothers. We are wives. We are athletes ourselves. Is there some advice that you could give the female fan base that loves sports? What kind of advice would you give us? I know there's mentors, what would you say that was instrumental for you to get to where you are that you could share?
Believing, actually. I mean, that's the main thing for me. Just believe in what you want to do and love what you want to do. You have to first have self-love. When you have self-love, everything else around you just becomes an easy street for you, because you have that understanding of self, and nobody can break that. Once you have that understanding of self-love for yourself, you can pretty much do anything. Like I said, for me, I went into Florida as a young athlete, not prepared to, about anything, about how college was going to be for me, about how training or competing at the SEC level was going to be for me. But I had that understanding of who I was and that self-love. Like, nobody can take that away from me. So anything that came in my way, I was taking it down. Like, I believe I can take it down. I was taking it down. So race after race. So I know a lot of women in track and field, not even track and field, but in the sports world, men can sometimes say, well, you don't know how this sport is, or you probably don't understand what's going on. But, I just feel like a woman can do just as much as a man. If it wasn't for a woman, it wouldn't even be a man anyway.
You better say that again.
A woman is the first teacher of a child. What she teaches a child, that child goes out and shows the world. So,
ladies, do you hear this?
For sure, we need our women.
This is real talk.
For real. We need our women to be strong. We need our women to believe that they're beautiful. Our women are empowered. So we need our women to be stronger, if not stronger than a man, because a woman can do it all just as much as a man can.
Running track, carrying babies.
Carrying babies. You see them all the time. They on the track, 3 months, 4 months pregnant. You know, people don't understand their story, and they're out there winning. You know, I have friends in track and field that were pregnant during the time. You know, they face adversity here and there. You know, it's hard because the man doesn't understand how hard it is to bear a child. You know, you go through different mood swings and everything. So, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, self-love. It's that self-love, like you said. It's the belief in yourself that can really transcend into any area of whatever it is that you're doing. The fact that you believe in yourself and know who you are, loving yourself first. And I always say, you know, ladies, if you aren't taking care of yourself, if you aren't pouring into yourself, how can you pour into someone else empty? Right? So that self-love has to be there. So you stop and say, well, hold on, let me take care of myself. And in your case, let me believe that I can do this. I have what it takes to get to the next level.
You do.
Yes.
Unreachable limits for everyone. Just have to love. You have to love what you're doing. Love yourself. You can do it all. There's nothing that you can't do.
Unreachable limits. And there we are, 2018, first Tuesday of 2018. That's it. Unreachable limits.
That's it right there.
Yes. Thank you so much, Tony McQuay, for joining us for Set Real Talk Tuesday. We're going to be following you on social media. I'm going to be following you and keeping up as you're preparing for World Championship. I am Danisha Roll, and I'm set.
I'm Tony McQuay, and I'm set.
Yes. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We will see you at the same place, same time next Tuesday. All right, Tony.
Thank you, Set Magazine. Thank you, Danisha, for having me, too.
You are so welcome. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.